I would first like to thank the United Arab Emirates and its leadership for an excellent organization of this COP28. Montenegro is actively pursuing climate change policy, both nationally and internationally, and efforts to introduce elements of sustainable policies into the national framework have been clearly evident in our country since the adoption of the Declaration on the Ecological State of Montenegro in 1991, as well as its integration into our constitution in 1992. With this work, Montenegro became the very first country in the world which was constitutionally recognized as ecological, with the task to transcend this idea into all national policies. Through the vision and words from the letter of the esteemed President-designate for this COP28, I would like to emphasize Montenegro's progress in delivering this comprehensive agenda. First, on transforming the climate finance by setting the framework for a new deal on finance. In this regard, Montenegro is indeed the regional frontrunner when it comes to innovative mechanisms for funding sustainable development and climate change policies. By being the first country to establish an SDG acceleration fund, we did not only create an adequate financial mechanism, but a truly powerful vehicle to forge joint partnerships which represent a new generation of financing directed to speed up the fulfillment of SDG goals. The fund makes Montenegro among the biggest SDG donor states in comparison to its size. And the unique character of this fund is shown also through the institutional partnership with the private sector, where the latter is included in financing for the SDG goals, thus leveraging on the spending and the usage of the public funds. Second, on fast-tracking the energy transition and slashing emissions ahead of 2030. In this regard, Montenegro has, over the past years, been undertaking some bold actions to strengthen energy efficiency and optimize its energy mix. And large-scale energy efficiency programs have been launched, particularly through major investments in the energy efficiency of the public buildings. Also, the country has made a sizable step forward with regards to the development of the renewable energy production facilities. And in order to develop this sector even further, we are actively working on the improvement of the legislation, hoping to foster major investments in the renewable sector. And while achieving the climate neutrality goal, Montenegro is committed to fair and just transition. And as the just transition is about people, this leads me to a third goal, which is putting nature, people, lives, and livelihoods at the heart of the climate action. Montenegro currently has 13% of its land to be protected. In 2021, our country declared the first marine protected area as well, which was followed by 2 more. And great efforts are being put in declaring new and enlarging the existing special protected areas in our coastal region. Ladies and gentlemen, in the light of all the environmental, energy, and economic crises which the world is currently encountering and whose repetition is certain, we must not allow powerlessness to prevail. We should focus even more on long-term sustainable development. On this path, it is crucially important to bring together all relevant social actors, because only and only in this way we can pursue our joint sustainable future. And we must be aware that knowledge, I repeat, that knowledge represents the best bridge for building partnerships. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, in light of the growing need to preserve our resources, perhaps the best advice is to find inspiration and solutions in them. So, returning to nature with a wise disposal of what it selflessly gives to us is the only way ahead. I thank you for your attention.